Hi there, I'm Revipen. I'm sharing my Lavos Prime build this time. You can fight 20 rounds in the Steel Pass Disruption mission with this build. First, let's see the characteristics of this frame and the most commonly used builds. Lavos does not use energy to cast abilities. All abilities can be reactivated after their cooldown time has passed. And you can shorten the cooldown time with the third ability or the first ability augmentation mod. The smart tenor will come up with the idea of porting the Sight 09 abilities. Since Lavos can shorten the cooldown time of abilities, it would be the perfect match for Sight 09's invisibility ability. So, if you build a build like this, focusing on the duration of the abilities, you will be able to fight with invisibility. Adding 5 red Archon shards to expand the duration of the abilities makes using easier. The ability's performance will be like this. If you keep up the headshots, it is possible to be invisible for almost a minute. By taking advantage of Sight 09's ability to recover health and combining Aura mod and Arcane, you can increase the critical chance, maintaining invisibility and increasing critical chance. With both, you will hopefully fight, even if the enemy level is high. However, there are a few problems with this build. You can't maintain invisibility if there are no enemies, or if you can't keep in headshots well. If you are camping on a survival mission and shooting guns, it works fine, but otherwise, it could be very tiring. So, here is an easy to use Lavos Prime build without invisibility. First, let's add the Archon shards. This time, all 5 shards will be blue. One of them will be the ability to auto-heal health, and the other will increase armor. Let's implant the abilities. Put the Frost ability in the 4th ability. This ability will give 6 cold status effects, making it easier to freeze the enemy. Next, we need to get items to upgrade. You will need an Orochi reactor, an Umbra former, and Omni former, and 4 normal formers. And Warframe Exodus adapter is also needed. The cost is quite heavy, but if you can copy that, you can switch to the invisibility build I mentioned earlier. Now, let's look at the build. First, we will put Rejuvenation in the Aura slot to recover health automatically. You can recover health with abilities, but it is better to have many ways to recover. I used Omni Forma for the Aura, but if you don't use the other builds, regular Forma is fine. Next, add 3 Umbra mods, which you can get from the main quest. The cost is too heavy, so let's use 1 Umbra Forma. Together with the Archon shards, it will give you 2790 armor and reduce the damage to your health by about 90%. Next, install the adaptation and rolling guard available from the arbitration mission. It makes him even more harder. For the extra slot, put Primed Footed, which you can get from the daily tribute. This will prevent falling and make him less likely to be defeated. And get the 2 augmentation mod from Red Veil or New Loka. Balance Formation works after you press and hold an ability to charge the element and activate Lavos' ability. After activating the ability, the damage of the charged element is added to the weapon's attack. This effect lasts until the duration of the ability expires unless it falls. It does not disappear when approaching a nullifier or demolist. Another augmentation, Swift Bite, reduces the cooldown time of the ability if the first ability hits 4 or more enemies. Like the third ability, it is effective when activated near a large number of enemies. For the last slot, put Augur Reach, available from the body mission in Plains of Eidolon. It does not trigger the set mod effect, but it expands the range of the abilities. Stretch looks good, but it costs too much, so I'll use this one. Finally, use Arcane Grace to restore health and Guardian to increase armor. Both are available from Arcane Dissolution or Hydrolist Capture. Now, the Lavos Prime build is complete. He does not rely on abilities for survivability. Therefore, he can survive, even in close to the nullifier or demolist. Next, I'll show you the primary weapons build. This time, I'll be using the Lavos Prime. This weapon is available anytime, but it can be upgraded with the incarnate item available at the Steel Pass circuit. I explained the circuit in previous video, so if you want to know how to get it, please refer to that video. Weapons evolved in Incarnate will have 3 abilities. Let's choose these 3 abilities here. Now, let's look at the build. First of all, let's put in the Lavos Prime mod available from Arbiters of Hexes. This will restore your health with Sensegate effect. Next, you should install Rhyme rounds available from the spy missions on Saturn, Ceres, Jupiter, Europa, and Lua. You have to get 3 data, so it is a little bit harder. However, I have summarized the spy missions so you can handle it with this video. Next, you should also add the galvanized chamber available after completing the arbitration mission and exchanging assets. If you don't have it, the regular version will be fine. In the Excel slot, install the Byzantine supplies, which is a reward for the bounty mission in Plains of Eidolon. The rest of them are available on the way to making this weapon. If you evolve the Lavos Prime with a steel circuit, you will always have critical hit with a point strike. Finally, set primary frostbite, and it's finished. You can get this arcane for every 20 minutes of the conjunction survival mission. If you are unlucky, you can exchange it from Lua Slug's Plasm at Yonta's place in Zarman. This will increase your critical damage when cold status effects are generated on your enemies. In addition, it will also give you a mud shot and will increase the firepower even more. Now, your primary weapon build is complete. Next, use a Kitgun as a secondary weapon. Kitgun parts are Spore Lacer, Haymaker, and Splat. These resources are required. Mining and fishing in the Orbivalis, in the Venus and Deimos open worlds will provide them. Now, let's look at the build. First, buy these 4 mods from Valkyrie. They will improve critical performance, attack range, and ammo supply. Next, get Frostbite from the spy mission after Uranus. Lethal Trent can be obtained from the Nightmare mission on Sedna, Pluto, Lua, Neptune, and Ares. Then, complete the arbitration mission and trade Galvanized Diffusion for Essence. The other 2 mods are available from many enemies. You can install 2 types of Arcane. Pax Bolt is available for points from Lud Zoo in Solaris United. However, you have to raise your Solaris United rank to the highest rank, Old Mate, which is a little more difficult. Thanks to this arcane, the efficiency of the abilities increases with headshot kills. It makes the first and third abilities more useful. Of course, you can use the arcane for secondaries. Use a secondary Innovate available at Hollvania. It works well with Spore Racer and will increase the critical chance. The way to get it is summarized in the previous video. Now, the Kitgun build is complete. Next is Sibir, a melee weapon. This weapon looks good because Lavos spreads cold status effects. Like the primary Lavos Prime, its potential will blossom after going to the Steel Pass circuit and evolve it. Weapons evolved in Incarnate will have 3 abilities. These 3 abilities would be a good choice. Now, let's look at the builds. First, put the stance mod available from the Seeker. Next, put in Life Strike, the reward for the Dark Sector Defense mission. Specifically, these stages. Now, you can recover your health with heavy melee attacks. Next, add Sacrificial Steel, received from the main quest. There is another set of mods, but this one is enough for this time. Then, buy these White Prime mods from Valkyrie. Add Blood Rush to increase the critical chance. If you don't have it, get it from the bounty mission in Deimos. You should also get Gladiator Might from the Earth bounty mission. The critical chance is over 100%, so it will increase your firepower for sure. Organ Shatter is available for many enemies. Next, add Primed Fury from the Daily Tribute. It increases the attack speed and makes it more powerful. Finally, add mods for the extra slot. To get it, head to the Alchemy mission at the laboratory. You need to complete the Whispers in the Walls quest to get to the laboratory. Then you can get it for every 4 rounds of the alchemy mission here. And don't forget to include Arcane. Melee fortification will be used in this case. You can buy it from a character with a number in his name after you reach the 3rd rank in the syndicate called Caviar. Thanks to this Arcane, your armor will increase for a short time after you kill an enemy with this weapon. Now, your melee weapon build is complete. Next is a build of Panzer Vulpaphyla. First, buy a Prime Pack Leader from Valkyrie. They will provide overguard to Vulpaphyla with melee weapons. Next, increase the amount of resources you get with Resourceful Retriever. I already told you how to get it. Next, go to the bounty mission in the Venus open world and get the tech and synth mods. Tech Assault makes Vulpaphyla harder to defeat, and Synth Fiber adds auto-reloading as a set effect. If you repeat the bounty mission and raise the rank of Solaris United to the 3rd rank, you can buy Tenacious Bond from Biz. Be sure to include it, as it will increase firepower if linked to close build. You can also get Fetch from Hyena type enemies in the Old Palace. It will vacuum items, which will be a must. You should go to the open world of the other planets as well. Tandem Bond is available from Tesnai on the Earth Cetus. It makes Silver even easier to use. And you should also restore health of Vulpaphyla with a Medbed kit. You can get it at Index. The rest are available at the time Panzer Vulpaphyla joins you. Include both of them to increase your survivability. Now, your Panzer Vulpaphyla build is complete. The last one is Panzer Claw build. First, install Stance Mod, Precision Conditioning, and Bloodthirst. You can trade them for animal tags from Tesnai. Tesnai will ask you for animal tags in Plains of Eidolon. Then, repeat the bounty mission in the same place to get the Hunter Synergy. Next, add Bite and Chilling Claws, which are crucial for this build. You can get Bite by defeating Drak or by finding all the caches in the Earth Sabotage mission. You can also get Maul from Drak. Just defeat them when you fight them. Bite is important to combine with Tenacious Bond on Panzer Vulpaphyla. It increases critical damage. Chilling Claws can be exchanged for tags from Biz in Fortuna. It can activate Primary Frostbite set on Burston Prime. You will probably have Shock Cooler as well, because you defeat Hyena on Venus or Valis to get Panzer Vulpaphyla mod. If you don't have it, any elemental mod will do. Finally, get Random Claws from Scaldra. This will increase the firepower of the Panzer Claw. Now, the Panzer Claw build is complete. That's it for the build, but let's prepare the operator's abilities as well. This time, I will use Unair's skill tree. Caustic Strike is a skill we will be using most often. This second ability fires a projectile of light. This can remove all of the enemy armor. This is very useful in Disruption mission, as it softens the demolist easily. If the demolist has shields, approach it with the operator and activate the first ability. All the shields will be removed. You may need Arcane as well. Mega Slow Clown and Mega Glitch are good choices. To get them, you need to raise your rank in Vox Solaris, a hidden syndicate, to the highest rank. To access it, you must enter the backyard in Fortuna and become an operator at the Little Duck. You will need to give her various Troids to earn points. If you follow this map, you can earn Troid. Earn Troid and convert them into points. After earning points, give Troid to her to raise your rank. To reach the highest rank, you must defeat the Prophet Taker. For this, you also need to raise your rank in the Solaris United to the maximum. If you can defeat the Prophet Taker successfully, you can raise your rank to the highest. Now, you can buy boss Arcane with points. In Mega Slow Clown, you can capture enemies with the Void Rush. This is quite useful as it works on the demolist as well. And Mega Glitch, your operator can ignore the penalty of being defeated. If you can afford it, try them. Let's see how to use this build. First, before casting an ability, press and hold the second ability to charge the cold element. Once the cold element is charged, the cold mark will appear in the lower right corner of the screen. After that, activate any abilities other than the fourth ability. This will add cold damage to the weapon and cause cold status effects. The fourth ability is not original to Lavos and will not add cold damage to the weapon. If you just want to add cold damage to your weapon, I recommend the second ability. The cold damage bonus is shown in the upper right corner of the screen. The duration left is also displayed and it needs to be updated. At the time of making this video, each time you activate an ability, the element is reset. If you want to update the damage bonus, you need to charge the element each time. A future update may make it unnecessary to charge every time. Let's continue to look at the other abilities. The first and third abilities reduce the cooldown time of the abilities. When you encounter a group of enemies, activate the first ability and then the third ability. If there are many enemies, the first ability may be used in a moment. The first ability restores health, so use it wisely. Also, you can remove status effects by rolling. Slash and toxin status effects are dangerous, so use them wisely. Not only the first ability, but also heavy melee attacks can restore health. If you can afford it, launch heavy melee attacks when the mark appears, and your firepower will slowly increase. However, if you are in danger, use heavy melee attack to recover your health. Next, use the fourth ability. You can slow them down when there are a lot of enemies or demolists. Combined with the void dash in the operator mode, the demolist will be nearly stuck. If you hit the operator's second ability with it, the demolist will be softened. Then, use the Burst Prime to take them down at once. If you have stored up a gauge after headshot, try changing modes with the secondary fire bottom. You can cleanse the demolist with a firing rate. Press and hold the second ability to charge up the cold element. Hit the first or third ability on the enemy's masses. If you are in danger, roll to make invincibility time. Restore health with the first ability or heavy melee attacks. Freeze enemies with the fourth ability. Soften the enemy with the operator's second ability. Use Incarno mode. Be aware of these 7 things in general. If you are aware of these things, you should be able to fight in the disruption mission on the Steel Pass. I was defeated by Acolyte in the 22 rounds because I was not invisible, but I was able to keep fighting until about the 20 rounds. With this build, we can fight until roughly 400 or so enemy levels. It takes about 1 hour and a half to reach this round, so this build seemed to be practical. The Disruption Fisher mission will give you a bonus, so you will earn a lot of traces. However, it gets tiring for a long time. So, I suggest you take some breaks, everyone. This is a build of Lavos Prime without invisibility. Thank you very much for watching. I have been busy with other things than Warframe lately, so I had a hard time making this video. But I think I am satisfied with the build. If you want more, please subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.